An anabolic steroid is something that athletes use to get an unfair advantage in the sport they play. It can cause the player to gain more muscle mass in a shorter period of time than players that don't take them. Most everyone who's a fan of baseball has heard of and has a strong opinion on the issue of steroids and how it should impact Hall of Fame voting. Many people claim that Cooperstown is no place for cheaters and it must be filled with only perfect baseball players. However, to me, I do not believe that players should be kept out of the Hall of Fame simply because they took steroids, and I have four main reasons why. First off, the MLB Hall of Fame is full of people who have admitted to cheating in some type of way. Hall of Fame pitchers such as Gaylord Perry and VID00028 admitted to using doctored baseballs. Too many Hall of Famers to bother listing has admitted to using now banned ingredients or amphetamines to endure baseball's long seasons. However, there is almost no doubt some players who were never caught cheating did indeed cheat, and if one of those guys earns a plaque, it hardly seems fair to deny the honor to other players who confess their guilt. Another reason that they shouldn't keep players out is because if they do, then the Hall of Fame will begin to lose business. Many of the players that were caught for using these steroids were some of the most popular players of their time, and any fans who grew up loving the game in the late 1990s and early 2000s, mature and start families, how many of them will rush to see their kids, to bring their kids to the Hall of Fame, that excludes their own childhood heroes. Next, players shouldn't be held out because steroids weren't even tested for during baseball's infamous steroid era. Players should not be penalized for using a substance that wasn't even banned during that time. The MLB didn't begin testing for steroids until 2005, so how come players who have admitted to blatantly cheating are in the Hall of Fame, but players who took a drug that wasn't even tested for are kept out? People are people and they all make mistakes. In an era when Major League Baseball did not actively police steroids, a bunch of players took steroids. Some of them played well, but most of them did not. And the Hall of Fame should be about only one thing, and that is celebrating the greatest players to ever play the game. More than half of the players listed in the infamous Mitchell report were not good players at all. Even if some of the guys they're trying to keep out now did use PEDs, they used them to compete and succeed against a bunch of other guys who were also taking PEDs because they played at a time when no one did anything to stop them. Until 2005, Major League Baseball and its teams did nothing to prevent the players from taking anabolic steroids to enhance their performances, and so many players did. It's unfortunate, but it really shouldn't diminish the on-field accomplishments of that era. We should start to recognize that while steroids may have helped players a little bit, the fact remains that some players that took them were great hitters and should be recognized as such.
Good job.